All right. The Crew-10 mission, jointly launched by NASA and SpaceX, is heading to the International Space Station as part of the regular crew rotation and will bring back stranded US astronauts Sunita Williams and Barry Butch Wilmore. The mission is nearing its next phase with the Crew-Dragon spacecraft set for docking and hatch opening on March 16. As per NASA's schedule, docking is set for 11:30 p.m. EDT, 9 a.m. IST on March 16, followed by hatch opening at 1:05 a.m. EDT, which is 10:35 a.m. IST on March 16. The Crew-10 astronauts will then be welcomed aboard, while Crew-9 delivers their farewell remarks at 1:40 a.m. EDT, which is 11:10 a.m. IST on March 16. We have with us Manish Purohit, former ISRO scientist with us. Thank you so much, Manish Purohit, for joining us on the telecast. When we're talking about a mission like this, Crew-10 mission, if you could break down to our viewers, what exactly is this mission in a layman's language so they could understand what this means?
Yeah, so actually International Space Station is a microgravity lab where different scientific experiments are carried out, different new technologies are tested, biological checks are done on different upcoming technologies, and for that there has to be someone who is there to do the maintenance, repair, installation and carry out the experiments. So on a rotation basis, crew from Earth flies to the International Space Station, which is around 400 kilometers altitude, means 400 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. So when Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore, when they were flown to International Space Station in Boeing's Starliner, the crew module, that was its certification flight, and it showed some technological difficulties, some thrusters were having some issues, there was a helium leak, and NASA found that it won't be safe enough to bring back those astronauts in the same vehicle, as the vehicle is not performing as per the expectations. So it was decided a next mission will fly, and Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore will fly back on Earth in that particular vehicle, and that was SpaceX Dragon. That was Crew-9. But then just no one knows what happened. That thing happened in September, October, and still it's almost more than 9 months, and now we have the day where the next batch of astronauts have flown to International Space Station, and they will now relieve these Crew-9 astronauts, and they are going to fly back on 19th to the Earth. So this is the whole scenario, and it's like a very routine movement of people, astronauts from Earth to International Space Station and then back to Earth. And this is 10th time when SpaceX is carrying the NASA astronauts to the International Space Station. That's why it's Crew-10. So Crew-9 will come back after finishing off their responsibilities, and the hatches have opened and astronauts have boarded International Space Station. They have moved in, and that meet and greet thing and the ceremony already has taken place, and we have seen some very happy faces there.
Manish, in terms of the health concerns related to both the astronauts, what will they be encountering? And in terms of rehabilitation as well, what will be the next course of action in terms of their health?
See, actually, we humans are very much acclimatized with gravity, the force of gravity. Our whole body setup, our whole biological setup is designed as per the gravity of Earth. Now, if you look at the situation when you are in microgravity, that is almost very close to zero, means weightlessness kind of a situation, and that you stay there in more than 270 days. So different things start happening with the human body, and like bone mass density starts to decrease. Then there is some issue where you can get stone formation can happen. So these are the things that creep up slowly and gradually. The biggest thing is the psychological stress, because if we take the case of Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore, the bigger issue was there was an uncertainty that when they are going to fly back. Now once they will come back and land on Earth, when they will touch down on Earth after the splashdown, it will be a huge pressure on their body, because now they are suddenly will be exposed to the gravity of Earth. For last 270 plus days they are not feeling any kind of a gravity there. So rehabilitation will be acclimatizing the body again to that gravitational pull of the Earth. So they will be given all those trainings, and they will start taking the training for walking again on Earth, literally walking again. They have to learn it again. They have to again practice how to walk on Earth.
All right, Manish, thank you so much for joining us on the telecast. Meanwhile, my colleague Brian Thomas has filed a ground report on NASA and SpaceX Crew-10 mission set to dock at the International Space Station today. Let's listen into that.
NASA and SpaceX Crew-10 mission is set to dock at the International Space Station today, marking a very crucial rotational crew that is happening. A crew rotational, a very important milestone that the NASA and both SpaceX are planning to do. And this will also facilitate Butch, Wilmore and Sunita Williams also, where they were also, they were docked and they were stationed, at the ISS as well for 9 months. And this new rotational crew is set to, take place. Also, we have the schedule with us. Now, as per the NASA schedule, the docking is planned for 9 a.m. That was today. And then the hatch opening will commence at 10:35 a.m. And then the new crew will be welcoming Crew-9 astronauts will also deliver their farewell remarks as well. And this Crew-10, has 4 astronauts, and this crew rotational is set to replace Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore also, to mark a very historical, change, crew rotational change that is going to happen today itself. This is me, Brian Anthony Thomas, signing off with camera person Sudhir for NewsX.
Shifting our focus, Prime